Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my recovery. It's Chameleon again, obviously. And last time we talked about spirituality, so I'm going to continue with that a little bit again today. And I got a little paper here that I printed off from multiple websites from other centers that deal with, I guess, the spiritual way of viewing things. And they talk about the 12-step program in here, which is, for all you don't know, which is Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous, the Game and the Gamblers Anonymous stuff. That's all the 12-step program. And the 12-step model, there's 12 spiritual principles they talk about in here that they go by. And those are acceptance, hope, faith, courage, honesty, patience, humility, willingness, brotherly love, integrity, self-discipline, and service. And it says, below are the spiritual principles of recovery listed in order with the corresponding step. So step 1 would have been acceptance. Step 2 is hope. Step 3, faith. Step 4, courage. Step 5, honesty. Step 6, patience. Step 7, humility. Step 8, willingness. 9 is brotherly love. 10, integrity. 11, self-discipline. And 12 is service. Let's see. I was going to read a little bit on this, what the differences of. Here we go. Okay, it says acceptance and recovery. I'm going to go through each one now. Let's see. Acceptance and recovery. Multiple times throughout the day, things may not go as planned. Practice acceptance when you just missed the bus for work and when they run out of coffee in the office. Acceptance is by far one of the most useful principles to practice. Hope for change. Hope can lend itself to you in any time of need, distress, or unhappiness. Sit down for a couple of minutes quietly and express your hope that things will work out how they should. If things don't work out, have hope that you will be okay either way. Faith in a higher power. Practicing faith can look like praying, meditating, speaking to your higher power, etc. Putting hope into a power greater than yourself is faith. Courage to keep going. Be courageous by standing up for what you believe in today, whether that will be setting a boundary or telling your boss about an idea you have. Practicing courage can be scary, but is also rewarding. Honesty in relationships. Practicing honesty is pretty straightforward. Practice honesty today by not lying, covering up the truth without sugarcoating or leaving anything out. Did you show up to work 5 minutes late? Admit it. Do you really like your friend's outfit? Tell them the truth. Honesty. Honestly, honesty, wow, is easier the longer you practice it. That's honestly, honesty is easier. And the longer you practice it, that's what it says. Patience for others. Instead of honking your horn at the car in front of you, take a deep, deep breath and exhale. Practice patience. Humility is in place of stubbornness. Instead of arguing about how you're right, even when you know you're wrong, practice humility by apologizing for your wrongs. It can feel like a defeat, but afterward you will feel good about yourself and how you treat others. Willingness to change. Practice willingness by saying yes to that after work yoga class with your coworker. Oftentimes we are quick to say that we want something, but we are unwilling to make changes to receive that thing. Practice willingness by showing that you will do something for positive results. That's interesting. Brotherly love for strangers. Practicing brotherly love can be as easy as helping your neighbor carry the grocery bags. Practice brotherly love by doing anything from holding the door for someone to supporting someone in need. Integrity in life. Integrity is honesty with a strong seat of morals. Practice integrity by not compromising your values in any situation today. Did the cashier accidentally give you $10 extra? Practice integrity by saying something. Is your coworker asking you to take an extra 20 minutes on your lunch break? Say no, because you should only be making decisions that fit within your personal values. Self-discipline as relapse prevention. Practice self-discipline by being a good person when no one is looking. Did you have a long day at work and want to cancel plans with sober support so you can veg out on the couch for the night? Have the discipline to do what's right for you and your recovery despite what you feel like doing. Do you have the opportunity to be lazy at work because your boss is gone for the day? Practice self-discipline by doing the work despite who is there to oversee you. Service to give back. Service is one of the spiritual principles of recovery that many people in recovery cite as a principle that keeps them sober. You can practice service by talking to someone who is struggling, helping your old neighborhood sort through their pictures, or offering advice to someone that is having a hard time. Sort through their pictures. Practicing service in AA or NA can be accomplished by setting up the chairs for a meeting, making the coffee, or helping to clean up. You can also go old school and do community service to show your gratitude for the town you live in. Service opportunities are everywhere. And then on here it goes on to finding different programs, which you guys can look that up on the internet. I just wanted to actually go through all these because I didn't really go into. I talked about why it was important last time, but I didn't really explain the different things that you should be really focusing on, which is, I mean, this is stuff that everybody should be focusing on every day, right? I mean, this ain't just for staying sober. This is for life, you know? I mean, this is something that everybody should be doing every single day just to have better peace of mind to, I don't know how to explain it, but, I mean, just to have a clean spirit, right? I mean, it's just, the more dark stuff you do and the more stuff that you do that clouds your spirit, I mean, the more things get messed up in your life. I mean, I'm a firm believer in that. And the more that you deny who you really are, the more things go wrong. I mean, that's the way it's always been in my life. I mean, and it's hard it's exceptionally hard to accept the way you are and to have the patience to improve the way you are. And then, have how I won't put it, to have the strength to show other people how to do that, right? And that's what AA and NA and the Gambling Anonymous, that's what all that preach and practice. And it's for life. It's not just something that you learn these things, you do it one day and you're done. These people go through every day of their lives and they practice these things every single day. They don't do it all at once. These things come over time. I mean, it takes years, years and years. And some people never get to the 12th step. Some people never do the 11th step. I mean, there's people that never even accomplish these steps, but they still work on them their entire lives. And that's the main thing I want you to, come across from this is that this stuff isn't something just one off. They say in here, like it tells you, practice it for this day, practice it for this day, but it's every day. It's every single day that they do this stuff. The reason why they say practice it every day is so you can get into the habit of doing it, right? I mean, it's not, like I said, I can't stress this enough how much this will keep you sober. Is if you just learn how to live with who you are and accept who you are, and then everything that's wrong with you, that's that you need to fix or that you want to fix, just start working on it day by day. You don't have to do everything at once. You don't have to. I mean, stubbornness is hard to go over. I'm stubborn every single day. Everyone I know is stubborn. It's not something that just goes away. It's something that you have to continuously work on. Um, Being courageous is another one. I mean, the courage is step 4 on here, and courage is a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people just can't. It's impossible for them to be courageous. And it's really they overthink it too much. In all honesty, they think courageous is being a hero, and it's not being a hero. It's the acknowledgement that you're not a hero is courageous. Being courageous, right? I mean, like I'm not a hero at all, and but me knowing that I'm not a hero sets me on a certain path that I can be courageous down that certain path, right? I mean, so it's not standing in front of a bullet that makes you courageous. It's really the opposite of that. I mean, it's not running and it's not cowering in fear. It's just accepting who you are and being okay with it. Is just courage enough. Um, and another thing I want to tell you, whenever I talk about spirituality and stuff, I always think about this quote from a super famous psychologist. I don't know if I've said it on this channel or not, but I can't remember his name. It's aggravating that I can't remember his name. I'm trying to remember it all morning. But it's a psychologist that other psychologists study. This guy is world renowned, super famous. He has his own way of thinking, just like Freud and all them do. And he has his own, he studied just as much as Freud is. He's one of the pillars of the psychology community. And you would think psychologists, they wouldn't have a spiritual side to them, right? Because, they're taught differently. They're taught that everything's in the brain and that there is no soul. And that it's all just chemicals and all this stuff up here. But this guy's different. This guy, they asked him whenever he started to develop his ideas, and this was on national TV, and they asked him, "What did you believe in God when you started down this path, be a psychologist?" And he said, "Yes, of course I did. Of course I believe in God." And they said, "Well, what about now? Do you still believe in God now?" And he pauses for a minute, and he looks at the guy and he says, "Well, it's hard to explain now." He says, "I don't believe, I know." And that's how he leaves it. And that's really profound, right? I mean, it's not believing and having faith in something is one thing, but seeing it everywhere, is another thing. And that's the point that I'm trying to get across here, is that that's what you have to do in order to become clean and stay clean. You have to be okay with who you are, and you have to see your shortcomings, and you have to know where you're going to fail, and you have to know to stay away from those areas where you're going to fail. And if there are areas that you have to go through every single day, then you have to know that you have to work on those, and that you're in danger when you're there. You see what I'm saying? You have to. It's not something that you're constantly thinking. You can't be thinking to yourself, well, I shouldn't go down this road. You shouldn't be thinking. You should just know that you shouldn't go down this road, right? You should just know. I mean, you should get to a point. You got to get to a point to where you know that if you keep going down this path, that you're not going to come out in the end. It's not going to be you either way it goes, and it's not. And because we're not the same on drugs, and no matter how much you want to believe you are, you're not the same person. You're never going to be the same person on the chemical. I mean, it changes your mood. It's a mood changing substance. That tells you right there that it's not you coming out on the other end of it. And so it's important to know this. It's important to know that you're not who you are, and when you're on it, and if you keep going down this path, it's not going to be you that comes out of it either way it goes. And so the best way to do it is just accept that you are an addict, accept that you can get through it, but it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be tough, and you're going to feel like you're probably losing yourself, and you're going to feel awkward, and you're going to feel alone, alone. You're going to feel shamed, and and that's where your courage comes in. It's not from standing in the line of fire. It's not from shooting yourself up with so much drugs that it makes you pass out. It's not from running from everything that bothers you in life. It's from doing the opposite of that. It's from saying this ain't the way I'm meant to be, and from now on I'm gonna live a different way. That's that's being courageous, and so I just want you all to understand that and know that in my eyes, anybody who tries to just go one day clean, they're being who they are, right? I mean, they're being courageous in my eyes, and so continue the good work, and I'll pray for you all. So thank you very much. You all have a great day.